you are smart and okay, recording in progress. Good morning, students. Today we are going to difference between since and for. Okay, so we are using since when we talk about a specific point on time. Okay, for example, you could say I have been starting the class with teacher Val and teacher Dew since 8:20. Okay, you give the time, you mention the time when we started the class. Okay, but we use for a duration of time. Okay, a period of time. So instead of say I started the class, I have been teaching with learning with teacher Val and teacher Dew since 8:20. You are going to say I have been teaching with learning with teacher Val and teacher Dew for 1 hour or for 40 minutes. You give a period of time. You understand the difference? For we are talking about the duration of time, a period of time. And since it's like a specific point on the timeline. I'll give you another example. Me, I have been living in Thailand for 3 years. Okay, so I inform you like that I have been living in Thailand for 3 years. So I use for because it's a period, it's a duration. How long? 3 years. But I could have said I have been living in Thailand since 2018. And you know the date where I start to live in Thailand. Okay, so it's like I give you a specific point on the timeline. Do you understand the difference between since and for? Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes. I can try to give you one more. We can say the second term have been starting for maybe 2 weeks now. So for 2 weeks, it's the duration of the second term. Now we have been starting the second term for 2 weeks. Or I could have said, you will see the difference. We have been starting the second term since like 1st November, and I give a specific date, okay, when we have been starting the second term. Is it clear or not? It's like since you give a specific point on the timeline, and even now you didn't finish the second term, right? We are still going on the second term till March, okay? It's not over yet. So you are still you started to do something at a certain point of the timeline, which is 1st November, for example, and now we are still going with the second term. And if I say for 2 weeks, it's a period, okay? I say like it has been 2 weeks since we are doing the second term. So you have been doing it for 2 weeks. We give the duration of time. Yeah, like teacher Dew is drawing on the workbook. So maybe can you try to give me an example of sentence using for? Okay, if you are using for, what sentence could you build? What could you say?
ยกตัวอย่าง for นะครับ เอาในหนังสือก็ได้ที่คุณดิวสอนไปคาบที่แล้ว
The duration of time, like
ในหนังสือเร็วทุกคนช่วยกัน
example. Look, I give you one more. Imagine last night you did your homework, okay? Last night, Mikanban, you did your homework. You started to do the homework at 8:30 and you finish at 9 o'clock, okay? You started to do your homework at 8:30, 8:30, and you complete your homework at 9 o'clock. So you can say both. You can say, I have been doing my homework for 30 minutes. It's the duration of time, okay? Imagine you are doing your homework, but you didn't finish yet. It's like 8:45, so you have been doing, and you started your homework at 8:30. So you can say, I have been doing my homework since 8:30. My set, my malay, it's not finished, okay? But you know when you started, you understand the difference between duration of time and when we are talking about when we started. You can do it with pretty much everything. Huh? You can say this morning I have been eating my breakfast for 20 minutes, maybe. If you started doing your breakfast at 8 o'clock, you finish at 8:20. Or if it's 8:10, you can say, I have been eating my breakfast since 8 o'clock. You didn't finish my mod. You didn't finish your homework. It's okay. You are still doing it. เข้าใจไหมไม่เข้าใจ maybe teacher, do you want to explain in Thai language maybe?
Yes, because I have 1 hour in Thai teacher to sum up your lesson.
Okay. So can someone give me an example using for? Actually, you can choose if you want to use since or for. Can someone try to build a sentence quickly?
Just live in France for 5 months.
You used to live in France. You have been living in France for 5 months. So you stay in France 5 months?
Yeah.
That's what you say? Yeah, you can say it. We don't know when. Maybe it was this year, maybe it was 2 years ago, but at least we know the period of time. You stayed 5 months. So perfect. You can say for. Gedma, good job, Jirawan. Yes. So Jirawan, she gave us an example with for. So maybe now can someone give me an example with since? So you have to give a specific point of time.
คนอื่น since บ้างครับแปลว่าตั้งแต่
Specific
ยกตัวอย่างเร็วตั้งแต่ฉันทำอะไรตั้งแต่ไหนจุดเริ่มต้นของเวลาสอนไปแล้วงั้นจะสุ่มแล้วนะ
I feel like Kunida, she knows something. She wants to say something. No? Like, if we are talking about if we are talking yes.
สอนไปแล้ว
Yeah. Can you try to build a sentence talking about the time you woke up this morning? Like you have to tell me, I have been awake since, and you tell me what time you woke up. Easy this one. If I say I have been awake since 7:45, so it was 8 o'clock 45 minutes I woke up, so I'm awake since 7:45. You can say something like this. You can tell me like since what time you have been awake. Okay, if you don't know, it's okay. We can try to do the activity. the activity 1, read and circle on page 34 of your textbook, workbook, sorry.
ตามไม่ได้อย่างเดียวเลย
So we have 6 different sentences, and you have to select the correct option between since and for. The first one is already done. I have been working on the computer since 6 o'clock. So what do we know? We know that he started to work on the computer at 6 o'clock. If he talks this way, he probably didn't finish he's still working on the computer, and we have a specific time. We don't know how long he's going to work for, but we know since what time he started. It's a specific point on the timeline, okay? So that's why we use since. What would you say for the second one? Ali has been reading his book. You have the option 4, since, or all afternoon.
เปิดแล้วทำตามไปด้วยนะครับ
Yes. Would you pick up 4, since, or all?
ข้อ 2 ตอบอะไร
Is it for, do you think it's for, is it a duration of time? Do they mention like for 3 hours or for 4 hours or something? Since, right? Because we know when she started to read the book on the afternoon, but we don't know if she finished or not yet. Maybe she's still reading the book. Okay, so we have a specific point on the timeline, and even you don't know the exact time. It's not the duration. They don't say it's not done yet. They don't say 3 hours, 5 hours, or 10 hours. So I would go for since. Maybe you can circle, teacher.
Actually, I think the correct answer is all.
You think it's all?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's we have to do like past and future and present and future. This is present perfect continuous, right? All afternoon. It means we just has been reading, no stop, not doing anything, just reading the book all afternoon.
But we don't know if he finished yet to read the book. Yeah.
So actually we can, yeah, but if we use,
you know, in fact it could be both. It could be both, you know.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, sometimes the difference is really thin. Huh? So if you think about it's all for the number 2, you will also select all for the number 6, right? When you say my aunt has been cooking for all day, all morning. If I follow your logic, right?
So yeah, I think actually we can answer both of alternative. Since or for, yeah, since or all. Okay, but it depends on you because you are a foreigner. What do you think about that? You think since is makes sense, right?
The problem is we don't know if yeah, I would say since, but
okay.
I'm also agree that it could be all. Actually, for several sentences, I will select two options sometimes. Like you see the sentence number 4. Where is the bus? We have been waiting, and they say 20 minutes. This one, I think we can say 4 or since. I would use 4 for this one because the duration of time is 20 minutes, right? It's infinity. But it's also he also wait since 20 minutes and he's still waiting. So you see, in this case, we could also have used since. I would say 4, but since wouldn't be a wrong answer as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jess, what I suggest you is when you are not sure if it's since or 4, you process by elimination. You say, okay, maybe I'm not sure if it's since or 4, but I'm sure it cannot be this one. It can't be this one. Example for the number 2, Alice has been reading his book since afternoon or all afternoon. You are sure that it's not a period of time. We are not talking about how many minutes or how many hours she has been reading the book. Okay? So for sure, it's not 4. Jessie has been learning English 5 years. What do you think about this one? This one is easy. Is it 4, right? Yeah, 4, 5 years. It's the duration of time. We don't know when she started. When we don't know when she finished, but we don't know how long she has been learning. She has been learning English for 5 years. 4. Where is the bus? I have been waiting here, 20 minutes. Will you pick up 4, since, or all?
4.
Yeah, I told you earlier. 4, because it's duration of time. You know that it has been 20 minutes that you were waiting for the bus. This one is a bit tricky because she's still waiting for the bus. She's still waiting for the bus. So you could have think, maybe it's since, because she's waiting for the bus since 20 minutes and she's still waiting. But if it was since, instead of say 20 minutes, we would have given the time. She would have said, instead of say, I have been waiting here for 20 minutes, she would have said something, I have been waiting here since like 9:30 or something like this. She would have given a specific time. You understand the difference, right? So here that's why we choose 4, because it's a period of time. The weather is awful. Awful is like terrible, like really bad weather. It's been raining, day. For this one, which one you will use? It has been raining for day, since day, or all day? All day, right?
All day.
And you can sound like it's not correct when if you say it has been raining for day, it's not correct. It has been raining since day. No, it doesn't sound right? We don't mention a specific time when it start to be raining. We don't say like a specific duration, and maybe it's like afternoon, and even in the evening it's still raining. We don't know yet. Hello. 6. My aunt has been cooking for morning, since morning, or all morning.
All morning.
So this time, this sentence has the same structure as the structure of the sentence 2. So I will say since, but I think you also can say all. Yeah, I will say since, because we know she started to cook in the morning. Maybe she didn't finish, but maybe
Teacher.
she spent all the morning. It's
But we have but we use all with a unspecific time. You see, number one, yeah, they use since because we have specific time. It's 6 o'clock, but afternoon, day, or morning is not specific time.
Okay, I understand.
We don't
what you
know
mean.
when we start.
Okay.
You don't.
Okay, let's pick up. Yeah, but then if it's like this, then the number 2 has to be all as well.
นักเรียนเดี๋ยว
Yeah.
นักเรียนครับฟังนะ since นะครับที่ยังงงกันอยู่ตัวเนี้ย since เนี่ยที่คุณดูบอกเนาะมันจะแปลว่าตั้งแต่ใช่ไหมครับแปลว่าตั้งแต่ถ้าเขาว่าตั้งแต่เนี่ยมันจะมีเวลาที่เจาะจงเลยตั้งแต่8 โมงตั้งแต่9 โมงตั้งแต่ปี 2520 อะไรอย่างเงี้ยมันจะมีเวลาเฉพาะแต่ถ้าเกิดว่าเราใช้คำว่า all เห็นไหม all day all เนี่ย afternoon อะไรอย่างเงี้ยเรารู้แหละว่าเป็นเวลาว่าเป็นช่วงไหนแต่ไม่ได้เจาะจงเวลาว่าเขาเริ่มตั้งแต่ตอนไหนเช่น all day เนี่ยรู้ไหมว่าฝนเนี่ยมันตกตั้งแต่ตอนไหนครั้งแรกไม่รู้แต่รู้แค่ว่ามันตกตลอดทั้งวันแค่นั้นเองแต่ว่ามันไม่ได้เจาะจงเวลาว่าครั้งไหนมันเริ่มแรกตอนไหนเข้าใจไหมครับอย่างข้อที่6เหมือนกันเนี่ยป้าเนี่ยทำอาหาร morning รู้ไหมว่า morning ตอนไหนไม่รู้ใช่ไหมครับมันก็คือไม่ได้เจาะจงเวลาก็คือเพราะฉะนั้นเราน่าจะต้องใช้ออมากกว่านะครับเพราะฉะนั้นข้อ2เนี่ยเราน่าจะเป็นออมเนาะคุณดิวว่านะ
มันร้อนเหมือนอย่างนั้น
โอเคครับ teacher you can continue your lesson.
Do you think we should try to give more example to explain better, or is that okay?
I think the students I explained in Thai already. I think they understand. เข้าใจไหมเนี่ยคุณดิวอธิบายไปแล้วอ่ะ
เข้าใจค่ะ
ใช้ตอนไหนเจาะจงหรือไม่เจาะจงใช้ specific time หรือไม่ yes or no เจาะจงเวลาไหม specific time นะ yes or no
เขาทำไมมาฟังคุณ
โอเค
Well, the second exercise is really easy. You just have to complete the sentence using the present continuous. Build the same structure as the first sentence. The yacht have been sailing in the race for nearly an hour. So we use have in present simple, then be in the past tense, and sailing with ing. And you can see that it's the same structure as the sentence you got in the first exercise. Look, we have here, I have been working. Ali has been reading. Jess has been learning. We have been waiting. You see, it's always the same structure. It's been raining. And my aunt has been cooking. We only use is for the fifth sentence because it's something, it's a fact, like as it has been raining. It's not something you have done. Okay. So we had the first sentence. The second sentence is pretty much the same structure. Ellie's father, so the father of Ellie, is a driver. He's driving. We have to use drive. Lorries for 15 years. Lorries, it's a truck. Huh? It's another word to say truck for 15 years. So what will you say here?
He has been driving.
Perfect. He has been driving. Excellent. He So if it's he, she, or it, we say as. We don't say have, right? We say as when it's he, she, or it, the third person. Then we keep be in the past tense been, and drive become driving. He has been driving lorries for 15 years. The number 2. Ellie's father is a driver. He has been driving lorries for 15 years.
Teacher, for just give them example because they have to do by their own.
Oh, you want to do you want them to do it as homework?
Yeah, because today I write in the lesson that doing homework, it just let them to do by themselves, but we just give them, for example, just 1 or 2 items.
คือ
Okay.
แบบบอกชื่อไงเป็นครูมาจากฝรั่งเศสมั้ง
เราจะรู้เรื่องไง
Or do you have anything else? I mean,
Yeah.
activity, other activities.
How long have you been teaching? How long have you been teacher?
Me?
Yes.
No, it's not my time today.
No, I just wanted to give an example. That's why I asked you. Okay. Now you are grade 6, so you must have spent 6 years at least in this school. So I can say Jirawan is a student. He studied in this school for 5 years. Now it's your 6th year. So I would have said she has been studying for 5 years or 6 years. I could have said she has been studying since 2015, 6 years ago.
เอไหมสวยไหม
Okay. Maybe can you try to give me some example with four, and you have to say have been or has been something. You have to use this structure to build a sentence. C'est horrible. Yesterday, I went to Ayutthaya. I drive for 40 minutes. How I would conjugate? I drive for 20 minutes. It's really easy. It's the same structure as the number 2, the sentence number 2. What would you say? Yesterday, I went to Ayutthaya. I drive for 40 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. Using have, be plus ing, and the verb plus ing. Eva. Yesterday, I went to Ayutthaya. I have been driving for 40 minutes. I have been driving for 40 minutes, right? It's not hard. Huh? It's exactly the same structure as the previous sentence. Maybe one with since.
มันก็อื่นหรอก
ให้เยอะ
โอ้สาทำมาสวยเลย
With since we could do something like
มันไม่ฟังครูพูด
แล้วมันเกี่ยวอะไรกัน
ก็จะตอบรู้เรื่อง
I teaching grade 6 since 20 past 8. What will you say? I teach grade 6 since 20 past 8. I give a specific time. So how would you say? Have, as, be, been, teaching. I would say I have been teaching since 20 past 8. I give a specific time. But what else could we do? We cannot do any activity, right? You want to give a grade. You want to give the exercise 2 as homework, right? Okay. And you don't want to try to build some sentence. You can use for, you can use since, you can talk about whatever you want. It doesn't have to be true. You can create your own story and you build a sentence with for or since. Or even all day if you want. You don't want to try it? What can I do? Okay. นักเรียนเข้าใจไหมไม่เข้าใจ you can do this one or not. You can complete exercise 2 if we give this one as homework ถ้าอันนี้เป็นการบ้านนักเรียนได้ไหม you can do it. Yeah, okay. Do you want to give as well exercise 3 or not?
Exercise 2 and exercise 3.
Exercise 3 as well? Okay. Well, you understand exercise 2, so maybe we can explain exercise 3 now. Write the sentence, use the present perfect continuous, and for, since, or all. Okay, so this time, it's a mix between exercise 1 and exercise 2. You have to build the sentence using the present perfect continuous. She has been studying, something like this. And then you choose for, since, or all. Okay? He, paint, and they. Maybe I do one teacher. Maybe I do the number 2 as example, okay? And they will do the rest.
It's okay, we have 2 minutes left.
Day. Okay. So how would you build the sentence if you have he, paint, and they? You know paint, when you are painting.
โอเคแม่มันอื่นละ
Allez, we start with the subject first.
เดี๋ยวเอาข้างนอกลูกเดี๋ยวพี่นั่นอันนี้เสร็จก่อน
What will you say?
เหี่ยวแล้วเป็นไข่ดำแม่ก็อยากมาแลกกันเหลือเกินมันจะอืดทั้งไข่ดาวแล้วนะ
Well, obviously we start with E, right? The subject, you see? We always start with that. Before we talk about the yacht, so we start with the yacht. Elise, we say the name first. We always start with the subject. Allez, E. Then we have to conjugate in the present perfect continuous with paint. So what will you say? She paint. How will you build your sentence? If it's it will be have or as or add. What it will be? What it would be?
กินได้ยัง
E
เร็วๆทุกคนครับช่วยกันทำข้อที่2นะครับแล้วก็เราจะจบกันแล้วช่วยกันเร็วๆมาครับข้อที่2 he ไล่เราต้องเริ่มที่ประโยคเนาะเริ่มที่ประธานhe ช่วยกันเร็วๆนักเรียน he
He has been
ถูกต้อง he has been อะไรนะ
เก่งมาก
paint อะไรเก่งมากครับ painting
painting
day เราใช้อะไร
After
since หรือ or มันไม่ได้ระบุเวลามันไม่ได้เจาะจงใช้อะไรครับ day เก่งมาก
very good คุณนิดา
โอเคแบบนี้นักเรียนเข้าใจแล้วใช่ไหมครับ
It's a mix between exercise 1 and exercise 2. So if you understand exercise 1 and 2, then you will be able to do exercise 3 as well.
โอเคครับทุกคนเปิดกล้องครับโอเคทุกคนเปิดกล้องนะครับเดี๋ยวขออนุญาตถ่ายรูปเร็วๆเปิดกล้องจะหมดเวลาแล้ว1โอเค 1 2 3 go I will take a